evening to everyone present here. I'm Bhavana, your sergeant-at-arms. Welcome to this fun-filled session, yet sometimes you might have butterflies in your tongue, which I call growth in my language. Welcome everyone. Before we begin, and to ensure that our whole meeting is filled with fun throughout, let us follow these 3 simple basic rules. First, take out your mobile phones and please put them on silent and give me a thumbs up when you are done with it. I want done. Alright. Second, please refrain from talking about gender, politics or religion in order to not hurt others' sentiments. And 3, please refrain from moving around during the meeting, and in case you want to exit or enter, please do so when you hear an applause. Now, did you all get that? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Alright. The person, every boat needs a sailor, and every Toastmasters meeting needs our leader. I asked someone in our Toastmasters to describe this person. They told that when it comes to work, she's extremely detail oriented, and outwardly, she is this calm, goal oriented, and open. She welcomes everyone with her open arms. With her open arms. And I think she has this calm aura around her, and she seems like she has everything sorted out in her life, and that is how I aspire to be like. So, without wasting any time, ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands and let us welcome our president for this evening, President Chaitra Chandapillai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavana, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening. Good evening.
Welcome to meeting number 1486. I declare meeting number 1486 open. Before we start the meeting, can I call our secretary, Toastmaster Shwetha, to give us the minutes for the previous meeting.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
The meeting last week, the theme was Your words are magic. Your words are your magic wands. The word of the day was impeccable. I'm not saying it was impeccable. The word was impeccable, which means free from fault. It was used 10 times in the meeting, so kudos to all of you. The awardees were as following. The best speaker went to the jaunty Toastmaster Janvi Gupta. Best evaluator went to the powerful Toastmaster Priyanka Rannorey. The best role taker went to the ambitious Toastmaster Amrit Kaur. The best table topic speaker went to the brilliant Brian D'Souza. The best auxiliary role taker went to the virtuous Toastmaster Vishal Vasant Kumar. The total number of guest presents were 25 and total number of guest presents were 70.
Members, are there any amendments to the minutes? No. Okay, I declare the minutes of meeting number 1485 passed. I see a fair number of guests over here. Can I request the guests to please stand up? Members, how do we welcome our guests? Our PT membership will be explaining a little bit about Toastmasters after the meeting. Thank you. You may take your seats. college, I used to really enjoy jogging, right? Whenever I could and classes permitted, in the evenings, I used to make it a point to go jogging just to find solace from stress. And I used to run across some really peaceful roads across an art museum. And by the time I came back, I was energized and I was full of endorphins. But things changed after college got done. I came back to Bangalore and I stopped jogging. So one thing or another came up. Either my commute would be too much and I would reach home late, or I would just feel too tired in the evening, or it would be some excuse, right? Finally, after a long period of time, I started to make it a point to jog no matter what. And even when I came back home late, I would go jogging even if it was at 9 p.m. Things changed after I shifted work. Now this time I used to reach home at 9 p.m. It was out of question, right? Then I thought maybe I should start jogging in the mornings. But it turns out I am not a morning person. And my mind came up with all these excuses again. And my favorite excuse? I discovered that I started getting side stitches. Right? One moment you're jogging along happily, the next moment it feels like someone is stabbing you in your side. And at that point I said, no, I'm done with jogging. I have to look at something else. Till the pandemic hit. And then this time, I was cooped up in my apartment. And I decided, you know what, I really need to be outdoors. Come what may, I will make sure that I go jogging at least every alternate day. First few times it didn't happen, right? I used to wake up late and my whole schedule used to get thrown off. Or I used to go jogging a little bit, and then just as the endorphins were about to hit, the side stitches would also hit. One thing or another always came in the way. And finally I said, enough is enough. Even if I just went for a walk, that is fine. Even if you don't jog, just go outside. And this time, I started paying a little more attention to what I was doing. I would make sure that I went to sleep in time so that I would wake up early enough to jog. And anytime I was dreading the side stitches, I would switch and make sure that I ran with proper technique. And if the side stitches hit, so what? I would just start walking till I felt better. And at the end, even through peak summer, I managed to continue to jog at least thrice a week. And I was really proud of myself because it took me a lot of time to build up to running 5 kilometers at a stretch. And I finally achieved my goal. Friends, you will always find some excuse or another to put you off from your goals. It's always easy to put it off till next time, to say, okay, maybe I'll do it next week or next month. And you never end up keeping your goals or even keeping your New Year resolutions, even if you started with a lot of enthusiasm. But the one thing that works is persistence. Just getting there and trying. And if something goes wrong, saying, okay, that's fine. And then trying again the next time. Till you finally build up and achieve your goal. That is what it means when you say persistence is the only way to break resistance. Now, to take this meeting forward, we have a very imposing person. When he comes in through the doors, you feel him that he's walking in with this swagger. Almost like it's a cop movie and he's walking in like a superhero cop who has just solved a crime. And it's no surprise that when he was young, he wanted to become a police officer. Because his father was also a police officer and he grew up in a police colony. He's a people's person and he enjoys spending a lot of time with his friends and also with his family. And these days, you don't see him, going on these adventures like a superhero cop, but he does go into adventures while traveling. And he has a lot of interesting stories for us. He is an engineer by profession, and he works as a program manager at Bosch. Friends, put your hands together to welcome our Toastmaster for the day, Toastmaster Girish K.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests.
Good evening.
And especially Chaitra for that wonderful introduction. I am flattered. I was literally seeing myself now as a cop. Yeah. Friends, the theme for today, persistence breaks resistance. I truly believe the very apt person, a testament to this theme, is a very famous scientist, Thomas Alva Edison. Why I say this? I guess you know what Thomas Alva Edison invented? Electric bulb, right? Did you know that he failed not once, not 10 times, rather 1,000 times before he finally figured it out. And then he still called it learning. People asked him, Thomas, why don't you give up? You have lost it. He put up a smile on his face and says, no, I have not lost it 1,000 times. Rather, I have figured out 1,000 times how things won't work. The one thing that stays strong out of the story for me is, if you are very consistent with your efforts, come what may, you will be able to break that resistance. Now, a similar story that inspired me personally is that of Michael Jordan. Now, he is a famous basketball player. Everybody knows this. But did you know that at the age of 15, Jordan was cut out of his school team, saying that you are not there. You are not able to play with these guys. It's like telling this fish that you don't know how to swim. But Jordan didn't give up. It's because it was Jordan, right? He decided that he will train on his own. He went up, he woke up early morning every day. Irrespective of who is there, who is not there, he went on to go on to train himself. Now, of course, everything is not so good. He also had loss. He converted all these losses into motivation. Now then, fast forward. If you see now, Jordan has missed 9,000 shots for the basket. And then he has lost 300 games overall. And then out of which 23 were match-winning points. This is not a record, rather it's a resistance, a lot of resistance of record, yeah? But then resume of resistance, how Jordan overcome. He put his effort. Now today, because of his consistent effort, friends, he is 6 times NBA champion. He owns 5 MVPs. And of course, he is also a face of a multi-billion-dollar Nike brand. He stood resolute for his team in his pursuit of excellence, come what may. That is what proves to me that persistence breaks resistance. Now, having said about these known personalities, I'm going to now reveal about the third famous personality. No, don't worry, it's about me now. So I will share about my own personal story. Yes. The very reason I joined Toastmaster is that I wanted to overcome the fear of public speaking. And especially, I still remember the day when I gave my first presentation on the same podium here. My voice was trembling like a two-wheeler on a Bangalore potholes. I could not even look into the eyes of the audience sitting here. And my hands were shaking as though I am disarming a bomb there. That was the situation. But I did not give up. I persisted. I took speech after speech. One meeting over the other meeting. Role over another role. I came continuously, not continuously, that would be really false of me, but then best to what I could do. Today, if someone like me, standing here, who once would not dare to even ask a question in a big gathering, is able to take up a role, something like a Toastmaster of the day, in Bangalore Toastmasters Club, I believe everybody can do it. Now, just taking back all of you guys to the early 19th century. We're going to talk about now the Toastmasters. There was one visionary leader who had a clear vision that he wanted to help the youngsters with their communication problems. His goal was to set out to change the whole world, to help people become a better communicators, a better leaders. So he started off the first meeting, an informal meeting in the year 1905. But this informal meeting, the visionary leader has a different thought. He wanted to make it more professional. He wanted to make it more organized. And he also wanted to take it up globally. He tried. In fact, he faced a lot of such resistance. And then not until on October 22nd, 1924, that is 19 years from the day we had our first informal meet, we had our first official Toastmasters meeting. Friends, was started as a first official meeting in 1924 on October 22nd. We have now grown into a global family. A global family with over 14,000 clubs in over 150 countries and with members over 270,000 and still counting. Now, a typical Toastmasters meeting would have a defined structure. It would have 3 parts into it. First part is called the prepared speech. It's basically to help you think and speak better. And second part of this meeting is the table topics. Yeah, it will make you guys think better. And then the third part is on evaluation. Now, if I have to see when I first joined Toastmasters, how I saw this whole part, the whole session in the 3 parts. Let me give you an analogy in my view. In terms of wedding, I always saw these prepared speakers as the parents of the bride and the groom, who would always come prepared because they know when the event is going to happen, how long the event is going to happen, what is the duration, what are the rules. They know the guidelines. They would come well prepared and deliver the speech. And then the next one is the table topics. This is the fun part. The table topic master will make you feel exactly like what a family of this wedding team would feel when somebody of their relatives spice up the whole event just by saying, I don't like this food, I don't like this accommodation. They will make this family members think on their feet, impromptu speaking. How do they react to this? This is exactly the same feeling I used to go through when I was coming for table topics. The third session is evaluation. We would have a seasoned Toastmaster in this case, who would understand the overall growth and then the progress of this Toastmasters, would come with this view and give a fair understanding on what is good and what went well and what did not go well. Exactly something like if there's an issue in a marriage, in a family, an elder, more mature person there would come and try to understand both sides of it, what went good, what did not go good, how could we probably improve. So this is exactly what would happen. Now, to begin today's meeting, to start off with it, we would have a general evaluator, Toastmaster Alok, whom I will introduce in detail in the coming section. To help Toastmaster General Evaluator, Mr. Alok Simha, we will have three auxiliary role takers. And they are called the tactic, the timer, the hour counter, the grammarian. In the role of timer today, we have a working professional with over 15 years of experience working at TCS as product manager. He loves dancing. And now, with the aim of going and reaching the base camp of Mount Everest, help me introduce you to the disciplined Toastmaster Balakrishnan Rao. I would
good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's an honor to be play the role of timer. So you can recall Mahabharata saying, "मैं समय हूँ, right? मैं काल हूँ." So just for 2 hours, and then so today I have been given the tools also, like cards, the green card, yellow, and red. So I'll be checking for the time. And for the speakers, we have icebreaker speech today, and all our icebreakers, which will be 4 minutes, I'll show the green card, and 5 minutes I'll show the yellow, and red I'll show for the 6 minutes. So we also have evaluators who will be like roasting, roast, little bit of roasting. So they will do it in like 2 minutes for green. I'll show green when they have 2 minutes, and 2.5 minutes for yellow. And then it is for 3 minutes. So these are the 3, and then I'll be also keeping track of others. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balakrishnan Rao. So the next role is that of an hour counter. To play this role as hour counter, we have a graduate who is very passionate about content writing, and she is multi-talented. She has a lot of interest as well in business and investing, and she also loves practicing yoga and meditation. And now, a learning for her, one wish that she would like to implement is not to repeat the mistakes from the past. And with this, I would request you all to welcome on stage Toastmaster Janvi Gupta.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. It's an honor to take up this role of an accountant. Think of me like a red marker because I'm dressed like one, who would be circling your filler words, This evaluation is quite necessary to ensure that you shine as a resolute speaker and communicate your words with authority and authenticity. So please be mindful about your speech.
So the next role is that of a grammarian. to take up this role, we have a student from BMS College of Engineering who is currently pursuing his computer science. And then I saw this presentation from him in his icebreaker speech. And I personally believe his story is very apt to this theme that persistence breaks resistance. Where in his icebreaker, he told us how he went through all the odds and was able to get this black belt. So, with this, let's welcome the disciplined and the tenacious Toastmaster Nihan.
Hi, good evening. How do you do? I myself, Nihan Jonas. Grammar very important when speaking, and today I is grammarian. Putting aside that poor grammar, today I take up the role as a grammarian. And as a grammarian, my role is to highlight good and poor use of grammar, and also to introduce you to the word of the day. The word of the day is resolute, which means purposeful, determined. Now, let me use it in a sentence so you can get a better understanding of where to use it. I was resolute while searching for success despite my failures. Now, you can use this word when you want to stress on something that you had purpose and you were determined to. I will try to use the word of the day as much as possible. I want to see as many speakers using the word of the day, and good luck to all speakers. Thank you.
Thanks to all the role takers. So now we move to the first part of today's meeting, the prepared speeches. The speakers for today have helped my work slightly reduce to the extent that all the three speeches that we will have today is an icebreaker. So now, as I remember my icebreaker speech, every great journey will stand up with a single small step. Now today we are going to witness such three small steps. So please cheer up when these Toastmasters come on stage as they open their door into the world of public speaking, and then also give us the glimpse of into their own world. Now, before I call upon the first speaker, I would like to call upon the evaluator for the first speaker. The person who is taking up the evaluator role for the first speaker is a working professional with over 10 years of experience working at Google, and he is now playing the role of principal head growth. And now he is very passionate about new age technology, especially his interests are also in investing and artificial intelligence. We already have witnessed his speeches on these interest areas, very exciting ones. Now, his theme was also very interesting to me when I asked him what is your take on the theme. He said, persistence helps build resilience, and this resilience helps over a time to overcome this resistance. Now, I would request Toastmaster Anirudh to read out the evaluation guidelines.
The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Anand. Since Anand would be taking up this evaluation for the first time as per his project, Toastmaster Anand would also be evaluated by an evaluator. So, in introduction to this evaluator, by profession, he is a professor at Sindhi College. But then we know much more, not only about him in that direction. We know that he is multi-talented in the sense like he is a TEDx speaker, he has triple post-graduations, and then won multiple awards. And then what is that I am passionate about him is this. passion towards listening to podcasts and reading. And now, he is also known as the pioneer of our meetings club. So, please welcome a distinguished Toastmaster, my mentor, Rajiv Panwani.
I'm reading on behalf of DTM Rajdeep sir. The purpose of this project is for the member to serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting and to deliver constructive feedback on another member's presentation. Thank you, and back to Toastmaster of the day.
So to take this meeting first step into the first, we will have our first speaker with a flair towards learning about history. Vineet Sharma is giving his first icebreaker session. So let's welcome Toastmaster Vineet Sharma.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Good evening. Can I get a raise of hand? How many of you have played this game of snake and ladders? Sam CD? Most of us, right? Well, it's not just a board game. It's the game of life which we all play. And same is for me, a short young life with different ladders and different snakes. I was raised in Dehradun, a calm, peaceful place, but not so peaceful me and my sister. We were partner in crime when it came to playing cricket and adding those cute little dents into neighbors' car. Neighbors knows us just by those dents. Life was chill in Dehradun. And when it came to career, my sister decided to become a doctor and I chose to chase logic of engineering. Then came the first ladder, engineering. I shifted from Dehradun to Chennai and that was a big ladder for me. Being raised in Dehradun and then shifting directly to Chennai was a shift of cuisine, culture, which I loved and still love. On my very first day, I had this class on communication skills. I don't remember my lesson, but I remember this feeling of existential crisis. This feeling of existential crisis, if we don't have good communication skill to reach out to people, we aren't going to survive. And I was not alone. So was the whole batch. And here comes my roommate, Nehul Rangappa. And he says to me, Vineet, that extra H. From now on, we'll talk in English. I agreed. And guess what? Things couldn't have been better. We stopped talking to each other. For the next 2 weeks, silence in the room. We decided to break our vow and we started talking to each other in each mother tongue with sign language. So I learned Telugu and he learned Hindi. Lesson learned, communication is beyond language. We became a close group friend of 15 dudes and we got placed, and after placement, the dice rolled again and I landed in Mumbai as my first job. And here I am at Rannorey station, 8:58 morning, first local, first job, and I'm wondering where is Borivali fast. I'm wondering, but at the same time on my left, I can see a crowd of 100 people is running towards me. I'm feeling like did I do something wrong? No, I'm just new to the city. Is there a bomb blast? That's what I felt, probably yes. So I started in the direction, found a safe place, just to realize even they are there to catch Borivali fast. And that's what my life was for next 2.5 years. If I'm happy, it's Borivali fast. If I'm sad, it's Borivali fast. If I'm excited, it's Borivali fast. My mom is calling me and asking, are you in Borivali fast? But I enjoyed my life in Mumbai, had great mentors, met many new people. Sooner or later, fate had something written for me and the dice rolled again. After 2 years of work experience, I decided to make a switch and I got a good job offer in Bangalore. I was serving notice period But in the middle of notice period, I got a call from my dad. Beta, I need you. And when dad says these 3 words, he means it. I ran quick from Mumbai to Nellore because my dad was posted in Nellore. Landed in hospital, opened the door quick in this pitch dark room where he can't move, he can't stand, he can't speak. He just escaped brain hemorrhage. He escaped. Luck was there with me. For next 30 days, they taught me it's time to give up that engineering lad mode and take up some responsibilities. Burned out from that caregiving phase, I realized it's time to take out some time for myself. And here the dice rolled again, and I decided to take a solo trip to Rishikesh. And that couldn't have been better to give me the mental peace out of Borivali fast. That bungee jump out of 360 feet, that 30-kilometer raft, that solo ride on the Himalayas at night with full moon in the sky and those Ganga Aarti, they gave me the perfect peace which I wanted. After Rishikesh, I landed up in Bangalore, joined Resmed, a medical tech company in sleep apnea domain as machine learning engineer. In these various ladders and snake, there is one thing in common. In engineering college, in Mumbai, in hospital, and in Rishikesh, I got a chance to meet tens of interesting people and to connect with them. And one thing in common, communication skill. And so I am here to polish my skill, communication skill, become better with you all, like all exemplar speakers over there. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
For the benefit of the guest, what you just now saw is that after every icebreaker speech, we, the Toastmasters members, will give them a standing ovation so that it's an appreciation from our side for taking that first step, bold step. So now, moving on to the second speaker. Before I call upon the second speaker, I would now call upon the evaluator for the second speaker. This Toastmaster, by profession, is an aeronautical engineer, works at Airbus, is a material subject matter expert. He has got second rank in engineering. That is a big feast to me. I know myself, so I don't want to do that. And then, what was more astonishing to me to know that is that he was a second topper in IIT Suratkal for masters. My God. Then, what I learned interesting about this person is, when he plays chess with his son, you know who wins? His son wins. So, with the aim to win against his son, please put your hands and join me in welcoming the subject matter expert and also grooming to be a future leader, Toastmaster George Dsa.
So good evening everyone. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. And I wish all the best to the speaker and thank you.
Thank you, Prasad. Now, speaker 2 for the icebreaker session. This Toastmaster is interested in a unique form of dancing, the Latin dance. Now, since it's an icebreaker speech, I don't want to dwell into the details. Let's hear from our aspirant Toastmaster. So please join me in welcoming the aspirant Toastmaster for today, Shwetha Prasad.
They say, home is where answered. And completely Stockholm syndrome by a city. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Let me share a ridiculous sitcom that is my life in this city. In Bangalore, Bangalore has totally hacked my life. It reprogrammed my this military brat from Chandigarh and into a caffeine dependent, weather obsessed, one more bug fix zombie. Let me explain why did I compare the whole thing with Stockholm syndrome. In 1973, there was a bank robbery, which was failed bank robbery. And that bank robbery was the moment in that bank robbery, there were multiple bank members were kept hostage. During that time, when those members got released, instead of testifying against those captors, they raised money for their defense. And now you would be thinking why I'm saying like that. So just like the captors who actually developed a bond with this unexpected situation, similar to that, even I felt head over heels for the city, knowing that maybe it's a temporary stop, but here I am. Let me take you back to my childhood. I grew up in a defense colony where we have to move from one city to another city very frequently. It's like we have to move in few years, and moving from one city to another city brings chaos. New house, new city is there, but chaos also it brings. So my mother decided we don't want to move like that anymore. She decided that we are going to stay here in Chandigarh and let your father move around the country. Living in Chandigarh is like if you know that this city is full of gardens, and as a child, whenever we had holidays, we used to go for picnics, and there were a lot of competitions, like small competitions. Competition is not till the picnics, but it was there in the academics as well. Whenever we used to give any exam, and when the result was declared, every time we used to be compared with our neighbors. That was the usual thing which used to happen over there. Most of the time, it's something like this. Beta, have you seen? Sharma ji's daughter got 81%, and what have you got? Only 79? That kind of a comparison was there when I was living over there. So the interest was only till education, but I had the hobby of playing volleyball as well. I started playing volleyball when I was in 7th, and gradually I got selected in a team which was going for a national tournament on school level. We went there and we stood second over there. This all happened because my father was also sport enthusiast and he was also playing football. I had another inclination towards computers as well, wherein because of which I did my graduation in Bachelor Computer Application, and at that moment I decided that I have to lead my own life, and that's where I moved from Chandigarh to Bangalore, and I did my master's over here, and then in one of the placements exam, I was so confident about my tech skills that I thought I can clear any of the exams which I am going to appear in. But when I appeared in one of the exams, I got the question mark sheet, and I thought I have completed it. I forgot to turn the page, next page. The time was over, I couldn't complete it, I didn't get select. So there it was. Everyone has FOMO. I had fear, FOL, fear of losing. That's where, and here, you might be thinking that I might have overcome my fear by playing volleyball national level, or maybe or you might be thinking that I have conquered my fear, but somehow I feel like I still have more to face, and this is one of the fear which I'm talking about over here, wherein I really want to come over, and that's why I'm here, and I have joined this club. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, you gain strength, courage, and confidence once you see fear on the face. So you should do that thing which you don't have courage to do it. So here I am to do something which I think I will do. Thank you.
Since the evaluation guidelines are the same, I would request not to read out, but rather I would like to introduce the evaluator for the third speaker. She is a very well-known personality within this club. She is, for the past 2 years, practicing yoga as well as teaching yoga. And one wish for this year has been that she would like to read more books than what she read in the last year. And she is also now a unique take on this topic, that persistence breaks resistance. She says it's not always up to giving 100%, but it is the consistent effort that you come on stage or maybe coming to this meeting whenever it is possible. So gradually over a period of time, you will be able to break that resistance. That's a unique thing. So with that, I would now, rather it's no evaluation reading guideline, but so please let me join hands in letting know that the evaluator for third speaker is Rashi Palgota. Now it's time to call our third speaker. Since it's a nice speaker once again, I also like to pardon previous speakers, Vineet, Sharma and Shwetha, Prasad, for not reading out the title of your speeches. That's the basic thing that I was expected to do, which I missed out. And then I at least would like to correct that mistake, where I would like to now welcome the passionate Toastmaster, Alagammai, with the speech title, Trust the Magic of New Beginnings. Trust the Magic of New Beginnings, Toastmaster Alagammai.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
I am Alagammai. Early days in Pondicherry to new beginning and new adventure in Bangalore. There I learned one thing, trust the magic of new beginnings. I born and brought up in Karunakar in state of Pondicherry. There are 4 people in my family. My dad, he is a businessman, and my mom, she is homemaker, and I had a younger brother. He just joined his college. In my childhood, I was a good student who regularly go to school and participate in many competitions.
My mother was a great teacher who taught me all my homeworks and projects. And she also helped me to solve many puzzles and games. I have lovely memories in my school days. I love to play all sports, especially throwball, basketball and tennis and running. And I love to do art and crafts and I love to take a soft coats and paper crafts and quilling. Then I like to do paintings when I am doing my school days. Then I won many prizes in sports and some in academics. In 2020, I joined college in Coimbatore to pursue my BCom professional accounting. It was a COVID time, so 1.5 years went in online, remaining were offline. When I joined college, I stayed in hostel. So hostel life have lots of fun. As we 4 people share the room, we usually see movies at night and we caught from warden because warden room is next to our room. So we usually get caught and it was funny moment in my hostel days and I like college hostel functions. And my college days starts and ends smoothly. I have special memory in my school days. That is, it is my first competition. That is banana eating competition, and I won first prize in it. Then soon after my college, I got married. After 2 years of my college, I recently got graduated. Soon after my college days, I got married and moved to Bangalore in November 2023. When I came to Bangalore, I believe everything is a new beginning and I trust the magic of new beginnings in my life. When I moved into Bangalore, I do not have any idea when I came to Bangalore. I don't know what I will do here and I don't have an idea basically. Then my partner enrolled me in tennis class. So daily I used to go to tennis class and I love it. Every day morning or evening I go to tennis class daily. And then I done some crochets and done some sketching when I am bored. Then I enrolled in some nutrition courses. Then now I am doing a stock market certification. Then I have a goal that I need to improve my writing skill and then I need to write a blog on chocolate because I love chocolates and ice creams. Then I have a strong desire to build my skill and become a better person. I believe that I'll be more confident. I'll build my confidence in public speaking skill. So that's why I joined this Toastmasters. This is my first long speech in front of large audience. I believe that one day I'll be more confidently give my speech in front of you all, and I take this step as first step in Toastmaster journey. I believe that this beginning will give me some magic.
With this, we now come to the end of the first section, prepared speeches. So now we'll take a 5-minute network break. Before to that, I would request you to vote for the best speaker. The password for the voting link is 0404. 0404. Done? The thumbs up will help. Okay. So timer please note 5 minutes networking break. Yeah. All to be seated. Yeah, we now move to the second part of this whole session, the table topics. To take this meeting forward, we have someone who at this point of time is very important because he and his organization are helping their clients beat tax complaint. So if you have anything to do with tax, please contact our dashing and engaging Toastmaster Karunakar.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I have been told that there is a contest for table topics and humorous speech contest in a month from now. I'll take you all back to the school days and college days. Before a main exam, which is due in a month, you would have prepared the exams. So the theme is going to be similar. Moderate, easy to moderate topics. And Girish has already given you an idea about what table topic is going to be all about. So I'll just step on to call the first speaker. Or rather the first topic. Yes, please. Timing is 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, and if you speak less, we'll have more participants. The first topic. What does success mean to you? What does success mean to you? Imtiaz.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters, and welcome to this.
Good evening.
Finally, I got a little bit easier to Okay, success, I think for every person, success is different for every person. If you ask an older person, a wiser person who is maybe at the age of 60 or 70, he will have different phases of success. So someone that maybe getting a good marks in 10th grade or maybe in 12th or in college, that might be a success. Maybe getting into a Google company or maybe to a Microsoft company or maybe to a Mercedes-Benz company might be a success. But if you see, so we have different phases of success, so it should not be considered only one point, right? So if I do this, this is my success. Maybe for an example, I would like to put a small example for Sachin Tendulkar. He was super at his game, but unfortunately his son couldn't do it. His son is trying so hard, but not even in IPL he couldn't make it, because for him now he might be feeling that I have done really a good job, but my son couldn't make it. Maybe that feeling he might have. So that sort of success he didn't get it. So what I want to tell here is success is subjective. We can't make it objective. Thank you.
Thank you, Imtiaz. The next speaker, or rather the next topic, is it more important to be respected or liked? Is it more important to be respected or liked? Toastmaster Joel.
I was watching a parenting video in that the your kids are not your friends. So don't try to get them to like you, but be strict, and you should bring them up in a way that when they grow up, they'll start respecting you. So, take the topic speaker and all the Toastmasters and guests. So, when this topic came to mind, I was reminded of that video, and I feel like I'm somebody who, when I was growing up, I had this pressure of getting people to like me, and then somehow I felt like I became a people pleaser in the journey. So I would, even when I wasn't agreeing to what they would believe, I didn't, had the guts to contradict them. I would just say yes, okay, yes, everything to that. But then I think over the years I've learned that it's people would only respect you if you are able to be genuine and authentic. Otherwise, people may not respect you. Also, I would also feel that in the long term, people may not want to be friends with you as well, because they don't trust you, because they feel that you are somebody who has not got any ethics, you're going to agree to anything, or you don't have an integrity. So I would always say I would choose to be respected rather than be liked.
Why the lessons out there? Well done. The next topic, very easy. How do you handle failure? Goes to Srinivas.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests.
Good evening.
You all have come across this moment, how to handle your failure. Since you all are here, I'd like to tell you one thing. In your life, you must have faced some failures. Maybe somebody must not have told you, but you must have felt within you. Maybe I'm not a good communicator, I should join Toastmasters. I should see what Toastmasters are about. Maybe I'm not a good public speaker, let me explore Toastmasters. Maybe your friend, your colleague, or your boss, or your family members might have told to join or to visit Toastmasters. Toastmasters is not about overcoming your fear. Toastmasters is all about overcoming fear of you. Improving yourself. If you ask me, how do you handle failure? I could say, failure is a part of your success. People celebrate the success. No people celebrate the failures. But once you embrace the failure, you will definitely pursue and you will be consistent enough to win your successes. I don't see failure as a failure. I see that's a stepping stone for the success. Over to you.
Failure is a part of success. That part of success has been most of my life anyway though. Moving on. Discuss, or rather, tell us about a risk you took and the outcome. Tell us about the risk you took and the outcome. Toastmaster Vijay, Anand.
June 2003, the biggest risk of my life. Hello, Toastmasters. Now, how have I handled it? I'm not sure. I think I'm being manhandled. Okay. I mean, metaphorically, not literally. Please don't take it that way. Well, how I've handled it, there's nothing to handle. You just have to go with the flow. Now, earlier topic.
How do you handle failure?
No, exactly. See, I've heard this many times, 22 years. You're a failure. So I was dejected, down in the dumps. I was totally stressed out. I went to my friends. I was thinking, I'm the only unlucky guy who's hearing this. And then, to my good luck, we are all boys gang, about 20 married men. They're saying, brother, you're in good company. You're not the only one. So one way to handle failures, friends, you got to bounce it off your friends. Don't take it too seriously. We're all in the same boat. Another thing about shopping. ladies go shopping and we are hopping behind them. I find it difficult how to handle this. And a friend of mine suggested, all you have to do is just give them a limited amount of money. No credit cards, no debit cards, no UPIs. Cash, they say like, no. Cash and carry, love and marry. So what I'm saying is the same thing also. Give them cash. Because if you give them any form of digital money, your bank balance is going to... No, not digitalized. You won't have a bank, you won't have any balance. So friends, jokes apart. I was just kidding. But in handling failures, remember, it's not what happens to you. It's how you respond to it. Each individual has challenges in life. I was just joking about marriage part or any other aspect of life, education, job. There are those failures. It's what important is what you do after you have a setback. Are you ready for the comeback?
What role does luck play in your life? What role does luck play in your life? Goes to the lucky girl, Priyanka.
Maybe few years back, I was backing a lot on luck. I always thought that if something happens right, it's only because you're lucky. If I got something, for example, a project that I was working and it really went so smooth that I got appreciated, I felt I was very lucky. I think a lot of us misunderstand luck and hard work. I feel both of them come hand in hand. Instead of undermining ourselves and putting everything with the word of luck, I believe that it is some amount of work that we have done that has got things so positive that we name it luck. So, at least at this stage right now, again I would give the credit to this very environment who made me believe in myself. There was a period that I always doubted myself. Why me? Why this thing don't happen? Then I think this place, this very environment made me believe in myself, taught me and made me believe that I do have potential achieving what I want to achieve. And that is where my entire shift of how I started perceiving things changed. And today, maybe in terms of title or my career, it might not appear that I have a successful ladder, but I can still today confidently say that I am very happy and I feel I'm successful because I believe in myself. And I believe I have the potential in me where I can definitely reach where I want to reach in the coming days. So, to all of you here, luck is a good thing to believe in, but it only follows you if you really give in your 100% in what you do, irrespective of what the result is. Don't go behind the result. I know it sounds very nice when I say this, but I've actually worked on it. To be very honest, I started believing in it when I started seeing things, happen on those lines. Over to you.
Well done. Moving on. Should we always pursue our passion? Should we always pursue our passion? Toastmaster Muralidharan.
The question is, should we always pursue a passion? Yeah, of course, definitely. I have almost many passions. Out of that, I take of late 3. One is photography. Photography is like a meditation. When you take a photography, you need to sit calm there and observe what's happening. Then the right moment will come and you take a photo. That photo will be very memorable. My photos of such moment I have showcased in the Chaitra and got an award too. Second passion is stock market. I wanted to be a financially independent person. So during COVID, I learned on my own about the stock market with complete passion. After that, I can confidently tell now, I can be financially free in a couple of years. And third passion is being spiritual and knowing your inner self. So this journey I am pursuing. I want to transcend the mind and overcome this attachments across all these materialistic things. Over to you.
Distinguished guest. Question is really introspective, and I feel though technology makes me less connected, I am very much sure that technology has given me a lot of things. Whenever my dad was of my age, I was observing him, looking for friends to interact. And it was a very difficult task because you would get people of the same wavelength of thinking everywhere. But today, I have been enabled by the technology, and I have such varied relationships throughout the world. I just thank God for giving me capacity at this age to play with the technology. And technology has really enriched my life. Here, I am capable of selecting people whom I want to interact. Qualitative relationships. And this relationship has actually made me to look more into the technology, but that is not a wasteful exercise. It has made me enlarging my life, enlarging the horizons. And I really feel, if I was not able to decipher what the technology has to give me, I would have really suffered as my father used to suffer. I really think, because of technology, I have a qualitative relationship much more than what it would have been possible otherwise. Over to everybody. Thank you.
Next up, describe a person who shaped your values. Describe a person who shaped your values. Goes to Puneeth. Describe a person who shaped your values.
It's interesting how our values shift, especially for a man, as you grow. I believe every single man sitting in this hall has had a period where he really looked up to his dad as a hero. And then a phase when he absolutely, abjectly hated his dad. Like, this guy's an idiot kind of a hate. Yeah? He doesn't know anything. And there's this one period where you're like, wait a minute. He knows his stuff through and through. And I think a little later while, you feel, how did he manage to do all of what he did? So I feel, as a man, the way we perceive the same value that our dad represents in so many different lights. This is fascinating. I don't know the equivalent of for a lady, but for me, just to reflect upon how I was with my dad and how I saw him has shifted my relationship with him today. Today I appreciate what he has gone through. Today I don't think he doesn't know anything. Today I think he really thinks for the long term and the short term. And today I don't blame him for his decisions at all. In fact, there is deep appreciation for whatever decisions he took. I have inherited values from him. It's just that with age, with experience, with failures, with a lot of integrity being tested, I have valued those values more. I have cherished them more deeply. And I believe if I leave anything to my offsprings, if they come ever, is just that appreciation for my dad was awesome. Thank you, and back to
tell us a suspense story goes to Toastmaster Vineet.
My grandfather had told me once, and I am remembering that I could have taken this road, but he told me to never to take the shortest path. So I took the longer road, only for that intention, nothing for it. So a suspenseful story, you want, right? I remember my far related cousin, I and this guy Shwetha, his name is Shwetha. So we were having a very good time in my native place, Jajur. It's bordering Andhra and Karunakar. And when we were kids, we used to go to nature court together. We used to take the chumbo, the bowl with the water, and then we used to go to the nature court in the morning. I mean, we were such thick cousins. After that, you should hear what happened. So he stayed in Jajur while I gradually moved to Davangere and then went to Bangalore. So he's still connected with his native village, where he enjoys that buffalo ride. He used to enjoy the buffalo ride. He used to just sit on the buffalo, and then the buffalo would take him from home to farm, and then back to farm to home. No signals, traffic free, nature surrounded all over. And the buffalo goes on autopilot mode. He doesn't have to say anything. Here I am with an electric vehicle and a car and everything, and every time I have to see the junction and see what time it is going to take, and it says VAC, VAC. I don't even know how much time it is going to take from my home to office, but there that guy is enjoying his life really well, and I think that is the yeah, he is working for Rama Buffalo, I'm working for Rama Metro, and that's the successful.
Well done, Vineet. You would have also told us about the suspense of yellow rain not coming up. Next topic: is it better to listen to your head or your heart? Who should go to? Toastmaster Surya.
Yeah, so let me start with the question. How many are voting for you should listen to your head?
Nobody.
Okay. How many are voting for heart? Okay. So always when this question comes up, right, we always associate our head to rational thinking, our heart to irrational thinking or emotional thinking, right? Yeah, but I would say like the life journey, it's a really, really long journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? So most of the times you come across a juncture where you have to take critical decisions. So that time you have to believe your passion. So how the passion comes in, how you are going to relate the passion, right? Is it something with the money or so passion is something that you like doing it, right? So answer lies in that, right? If you like something, then it's already an emotional thing. So it's an already heart. Something related to our heart, right? So we use our head to listen to the heart. Okay? So follow what you like, enjoy what you're doing. Thank you.
How do you handle criticism? How do you handle criticism? Tell us, Vishal.
The best way to handle criticism is with context. The best way to handle criticism is without a doubt with context. Many of the speakers who came on the stage spoke about how long life is and that it is a marathon. And many people, while you're running this long, arduous marathon, will come up to you with their learnings, with their knowledge, experience, and philosophies. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it applies to your situation, but sometimes it just doesn't. One thing we need to keep in mind, although life is a marathon, the distance that each one of us are running is completely different. Some of us are just running 5 kilometers. Some of us 10, and some of us maybe even 100 kilometers. So when you are running 100 kilometers and someone running 5 kilometers comes and tells you, run faster, you need to make it to the finish line, you have to pick up your pace. Boss, he'll be done in 20 minutes, but you have to go on for 5 more hours. Think about that. Think about the context in which these criticisms apply. You must ruminate on everything that people say, but that does not mean that you need to always take it as the resolute truth and apply it to yourself. Listen to them, ruminate about it, and then if it makes sense for your particular context, apply it. If not, it's fine, no harm, no foul. It's not coming from a place of malice, they're just speaking out of context. Don't worry about it. Alright, and that's about it. Over to you, David
Next up, what would you do with unlimited free time? What would you do with unlimited free time? Goes to Toastmaster Devashish.
Unlimited free time, that to this era, with this scenario, when we are professional. So, if unlimited free time, if I get, first I will try to learn some new things which I have missed during my last 40 years. And I will spend most of the time learning new things. The way I am here, I am spending my time to enhance my communication skill or enhancing my leadership skill. In addition to that, if I get more time, then it's Netflix, Hotstar, and a good sleep minimum for 8 hours. Thank you.
Are you ready series 2? Moving on. What is your approach in handling conflicts? What is your approach in handling conflicts? Goes to Toastmaster Vijay.
So you have to, the previous one, do you act with your head or your heart comes into picture here when you look at conflicts. Conflict could be between two people and you are mediating, or you are a part of the conflict. And so ideally, if you look at conflicts, you have to see is it a battle worth fighting? Most often the battle is not worth fighting, and maybe it's a very short game. Then just leave it. The other person wins, they are happy, and it's a very short-term gain or short-term loss as far as you are concerned. Such conflicts are even a conflict while you're driving a bike or your car. Somebody comes very close to you or something like that. That's also a conflict. That's not worth fighting. Don't even stare at that person or anything. Just keep your eyes on your steering wheel, and that's it. But where you have to really put your foot down is things which take considerable amount of time, or which changes your life, or has like 4 to 5 years of your time. Then you have to, in this factor, there are two things that you have to. What you can look at is hat, haircut, tattoo. So hat is something like, if you buy a hat, if you don't like it, you can throw it. That's it. There is no risk. Haircut, in 2 weeks it's fine. Your hair is back. But tattoo, once you have a tattoo, it's very difficult to remove it. So just wherever there is a tattoo kind of a situation, I think you should make sure that you try to get the conflict resolved to your benefit. Okay? Irrespective of the situation. Don't look at a greater good of the country or the society. Nothing. To your benefit. Right? So otherwise, if it's a hat or the haircut, act like you're the Mahatma Gandhi of the world and leave it. Perfect.
The last topic for the day. Describe a time you change your opinion on something important. Describe a time you change your opinion on something important. Toastmaster Shivangi.
All my life till I completed my CA, I had it in my mind that I'm from Bangalore. I don't have to go to any other city for opportunities. Everything is available for me here. I do my studying, college, work here. I'll stay with my parents. I don't have to worry about staying separately, cooking, taking care of myself. And I had my mind set. That's one of the reasons I took CA, because I knew I would be able to finish the entire course and get a job in Bangalore, and my dream would come true. But something changed in my life, which I won't reveal here. But that something kind of forced me to come out of this, very uncomfortably forced me to come out of this thought process, and made me think about what's so bad if you move out, not from the city, not from this southern region, but outside the country itself. What could turn so bad? And when I began to ruminate about it, and the first thing that we do when we have a doubt is go on internet or social media. When I began to ruminate about it, I realized that I was having that opinion that staying in the city you're born in, raised in, and living here for the rest of your life is amazing. Of course, for the people who have, it is amazing. But if you get a chance to move out, it isn't so bad at the end of the day. What was I so afraid of? And despite me not going out yet, I'm going out soon, but not going out yet, I feel I'm excited about this opportunity now instead of being afraid of it. So that opinion of you're the luckiest person because everything for you turned out in your city, something I was extremely proud of, I have changed that opinion now, and I'm proud that I made myself change that opinion.
So what kind of speakers? All the speakers were resolute by fearlessly embracing spontaneity. Put your hands up, every speaker.
A huge round of applause to Toastmaster Karunakar. We had almost 40 people taking up the roles, their job. So now we move to the final segment, the evaluation segment. The most reflective part of the whole meeting. Now, let me introduce you to the general evaluator for today's evaluation segment. We have a seasoned professional with over 12 years of experience in sales domain. He recently joined a new company called Gartner. He's a passionate reader. And then his take on this theme is very much, and I really also sing and love the way he said it across. Sales is all about persistence from his end and resistance from clients. So his profession teaches this here to him every day. So please help me in welcoming with a thunderous round of applause the Toastmaster, accomplished and veteran Toastmaster Alagammai C.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Is the mic working?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your voice is working. Your voice is good enough.
Voice is working. Great. I have to put my mic there, and I do this without the mic. First up, yes, like Toastmaster Girish mentioned, I have joined a new job, and there is so much of emphasis on active listening. And trust me, the last 90-95 minutes have been an excellent exercise in active listening. Thanks for helping me getting back into that by giving me the opportunity to be the general evaluator this evening. First up, we had the Sergeant-at-Arms, Toastmaster Bhavana, who started off the meeting. It's really nice that we have started this practice of having an applause to draw everyone's attention before we start off the meeting. So right from there, I think it was well done. Congratulations, Bhavana. You had a very nice, calm start to the evening today, and it's nice to see that you're enjoying the role as well. Apart from setting the entire room up, I think in the last couple of terms, you've also come up with this habit of having a hashtag, and this time it's Ascend as Allies. So all those little points which round up to make this meeting more and more beautiful, all that was extremely well done. Congratulations again. And just a couple of elements of feedback. The first one is, I think I observed this in a couple of weeks earlier as well. You mentioned it as gender, politics and religion. I don't think it's gender, politics and religion in the Toastmasters context. It's sex, politics and religion, where sex referred to more sexual than male or female. So I'd like you to highlight that and not gender specific. And further, the introduction to the president, I think that could have been done better. You could be a little more fluent there, maybe gather some more inputs or practice it a little beforehand, because you're inviting the most important person of the club. So it could be done with more elan. So those are my 2 elements of feedback. Apart from that, the job well done. Congratulations, Bhavana. Up next, we had, let me try her style, we had the spontaneous Shreya who came up with her own alliterations for each participant from the last meeting, each winner from the last meeting. You've been doing that consistently in the last 3-4 meetings and also doing it off the cuff. I really appreciate that. I'm really curious to know off stage how much time you take to prepare each of those alliterations. So let's catch up on that, Shreya, but it's all well done. Congratulations. Then we have the president, Toastmaster Chaitra. Chaitra, I've seen you evolve as a speaker and as a member of the executive committee. Congratulations, well done. The way you meet and greet each of the participants, each of the members of the club, and even the guests, I think the way you project yourself has also evolved over the last 6 to 12 months. And that's a journey you've been taking up very consistently. What I noticed again was the way you introduced the Toastmaster of the day. You used 2 words which I think a lot of us haven't used. You use the word imposing and swagger, and I found that those 2 words are really different in terms of the way you introduce the Toastmaster of the day. Great research in terms of the Toastmaster of the day, and your story, the personal story about your persistence, your passion towards running, all that came out very well and connected with us. The only feedback that I have at this stage is probably you could use the stage better. I felt you were rooted to the spot, maybe move around a little bit, explore different parts of the stage so that you can connect with different parts of the audience. I think you will do better. Congratulations on a role well done. A round of applause to our Then we move on to Girish, our Toastmaster of the day. He was taking up the role for the first time. We had a little bit of connect in the bathroom. That's my side. But yeah, it was nice to see you executing your role for the first time, Girish, and your opening address was confident, extremely well scripted and executed. That first 8-9 minutes is very crucial because you're setting the stage for the entire meeting and you had the entire script off the cuff, the example about Thomas Alva Edison, Michael Jordan yourself. So to memorize all that and also to introduce the speakers and the role takers without looking at the script even once in the first stint on the stage was extremely well done. So it shows that you've done a lot of preparation, and it was evident throughout the entire meeting where you had such detailed introductions for each evaluator or each role taker. So I love the amount of preparation and the energy you brought to the stage for the first time that you did this. And yes, every introduction was well researched. I felt there was a very humble and honest admission about missing the titles of the first 2 speeches. Maybe you could have covered that better, saying, the journeys were beautiful, let me now tell you the titles of those 2 speeches which were missed earlier. There was no need to say it was a mistake, no need to say sorry and all that. I think you own the stage. So you can you can just go back and correct it in a more subtle manner. What about the feedback? I felt there were 3 examples. There was Michael Jordan, there was Thomas Alva Edison, there was yourself. Maybe you could have cut down on 1 example and had just 2, one generic and one specific example, which is yourself. And when you were talking about yourself, you could have said, now let me introduce to another person who had this challenge of public speaking, instead of revealing that it's you in the beginning. We all know you're talking about you, but just build that suspense up and reveal your identity towards the end. Yes, no need to introduce the icebreaker guidelines again. I think you corrected that. That was good improvisation off the cuff. Well done. And just one more thing that I would like to add is when you get the role of a TMOD, not because I am the general evaluator, just make it a point to call some of the key role takers of the day. Maybe you could have called the table topics master, the general evaluator, and the speakers. It just gives you that opportunity to build a rapport which is off stage when you call them. So I would suggest that when you take up this role next. But a role well done, Girish. Congratulations on your first. Quickly move on to the speakers today, all icebreakers. Congratulations to all the people who started off on their journey. To evaluate Toastmaster Vineet, we had Toastmaster Anand.
It is. Feedback, like rain, should be gentle enough to nourish growth. A very famous person once said this. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and Mr. Borivali Fast himself, Toastmaster Vineet. Where are you, buddy? There. Typically, a good icebreaker speech does four things. It introduces you to the club. It gives us an understanding of who you are as a person. It gives us a small background about your family, your values, how you came up. And also, most importantly, it tells us why you came to Toastmasters. I think, and I'm happy to report, on all four counts, you did an exceptional job. I think everyone here can agree that we were pleasantly surprised by your speaking skills and how well you introduced yourself. Let's also take a deeper look rather, at how well you did today. The first thing that was very clear to me the second you came on stage is that this was not your first rodeo. You came, you took the stage, you stood in the center, you had great body language, and you spoke about a lot of things, and you did it in a very well prepared and articulate manner. The second thing that you did was, right in the very beginning of your speech, you compared your life to a game. You compared it to snakes and ladders, correct? When you did that, that metaphorical way of giving a speech showed me that you had nuance in the way you built it. And it was great because you constantly kept referring to that game throughout your speech. You said, the dice rolled again. The dice rolled again. And in a way, when you did that, you actually gave us your life in a way that it was chapters, right? So we knew when the dice rolled the first time you left home. We knew the dice rolled when you got your job. We knew the dice rolled when you changed your job. So in a very beautiful way, you broke your life down in a story form, which I think was excellent. The other thing that I think was great was your use of humor. There were very, very good examples of how you used humor. One that stands out to me was how, when you spoke to that first person you met in college, you said, we stopped talking to each other because we didn't have a common language. And then you also mentioned communication is beyond language. So I love that bit of advice and that bit of information that you passed as well. And I think the last part of your speech, as you approached the end of your speech, you spoke about the experience that you had with your dad. Now, come on a stage like this, from people you mostly don't know, and be that vulnerable, I think that takes a lot of courage. And to me, the ability for you to do that showed me that you are authentic, you can be genuine, and you can come here and truly be yourself. And I truly love that part. But you also highlighting something that was not that great in your life. Finally, I also want to maybe talk about few things that maybe you could improve on. And I don't want to be too harsh or critical because it's your first time. You did such an exceptional job. For me, there are two things. Firstly, I think it was your pace. When you spoke about the Ganga Aarti, you mentioned that it was a beautiful moonlight and it was very peaceful. To me, you could have paced that and said, middle of the night, looking at that beautiful sky with that moonlight. That was really good. All in all, I think it was an excellent speech. It was a beautiful showing of what a great Toastmaster you're going to be in the future, and I wish you all the very best. Give it up for Toastmasters.
We all remember Jungle fast balloon, maybe it could be called really, really fast. Anyway, a lot of applause to both the speaker and the evaluator. We will have Toastmaster Rajdeep's evaluation towards the end of Toastmaster Anirudh. But moving on to the next speaker, we have Toastmaster Shwetha Prasad being evaluated by Toastmaster George.
So, good evening, Toastmasters, my dear guest, and particularly to Toastmaster Shwetha. Just trying to find out any. Okay, yeah. So, congratulations on your first icebreaker, Miss Vijay first, because that's the first foundational stone what you lay out during our Toastmaster journey. Big congratulations. Let us give a big round of applause. Today you invited us into your world of your experience. Not only we could able to understand as a speaker, but as a unique person. Yeah. So let us begin what went remarkably well. You open up your speech with a phrase saying that where your heart is, there is a room. That sets the tone of your speech. And you also talked about Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, the hostages and captors. We as who are married members who know who are the captors and who are the hostages. We are all able to connect you. Why we, over a period of time, we start to like each other and we stay. Yeah? So that's for the group. And also this, the objective of this icebreaker is to know you as a person, your family, your values, your upbringing and other things. It's like grasp of that. So you talked about your family, you're from Chandigarh. From your childhood, from 7 years, you love to play volleyball, your father is football player. So all this context you set, that was very good. You also enacted about the neighbor's parent who was comparing the marks. You slightly tried to do that with your icebreaker. Kudos to you. You also very well closed by giving the message that you gain strength and courage when you encounter that experience and give that fear out of your face. That was very well message left to the audience. So, couple of things what I see as yet very good able to concentrate is the basic structure of the speech is opening body and the conclusion of the speech. I felt that was there was the demarcation between this opening body and conclusion was missed out, and the seamless flow. I felt that was you could able to concentrate and inculcate in the next speech. Also, you were stuck in between the speech. I'm assuming that you are trying to recollect your script. I think always one of my technical mentor used to say, always our speech is a symphony. When we forget a couple of lyrics, audience doesn't know. You start continue singing. So it's your life story. You try to continue it, and a little bit of practice will make more seamless. So I have been said that we as a BTMC family, we are able to know you much better. And congratulations again to start this journey, and wish you all the best. And I am eagerly looking for the next upcoming speech. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster George. Toastmaster Shwetha, one small element of feedback. Sit towards the back rows of the room today, I felt some sentences, the last part was not audible. So maybe you could work on that a little bit, just improve the loudness and grow your voice because your voice is more. But congratulations, Toastmaster George and Shwetha. Congratulations on breaking ice today. Moving on, we have Toastmaster Alagammai being evaluated by Toastmaster Raj.
A very good evening to dear members and the guests.
Good evening. Good evening.
I think that, the two main objectives of an icebreaker is one, to break the ice to the audience, and the second is to learn and write the basic structure of a speech. And I think both of these objectives were well met. And to begin with, the few of the things that you really excelled at, first is the way you started. I think your entire speech had a good chronological order in which you had structured the speech, where you began talking about your childhood. She spoke about her family, her school life, her college life, and went on to say about her present goals and what she plans on doing. So I think that was really well done. The second is the small pieces of humor that you added here and there. For example, when you spoke about your banana competition in school, or when you spoke about your hostel life and how you were troubled by the warden, or even talking about your goal as to writing a blog on chocolate. I mean, that's interesting and something different. The third thing, I think your speech was a full circle moment for me, where you justified the title of your speech, Trust the Magic of New Beginnings. You started from there. Throughout the speech, you had elements where you were trying to justify the title, and in the end, you brought out a strong conclusion, which really helped connect the audience to what you were trying to say out there and really have a connection with them. The few things that you could improve on, or rather something that will level your speech, is first is when in the beginning there was a little bit of unintentional movement. I know it's too soon to talk about this, but maybe if you could just try and move or divide the stage into 3 parts, where first you could talk about your childhood, and then move on and talk about your school life, and then move on and talk about your college life. That way you're covering the entire audience, and you don't have to keep moving back and forth because it starts showing your nervousness. The second thing is maybe a little bit more focus and a little bit more practice on your grammatical errors and your articulation of sentences, because what you were trying to say was really well done, but just maybe a little bit more clarity on the sentences will bring out the speech to a next level. I think in the beginning I noticed the nervousness that you brought into your speech while you were moving, but as you progressed into the speech, I think your confidence was spot on. The way you started talking about your goals, the writing blog on chocolate, improving on your public speaking, going to tennis classes, it was all really well done. Overall, I would just like to say that your speech truly embodied the title, Trust the Magic of New Beginnings. You have taken the first brave step of standing on the stage and moving towards improving your skills. I just hope and wish to tell you that you keep trusting the magic, and we look forward to seeing many more wonderful speeches.
Toastmaster Rashi, well done. Nice to see you grow every time you come here and present your evaluation. Toastmaster Alagammai, wonderful attempt today. I think the feedback is well noted that working on our grammar is a long-term journey. I'm sure you'll get there. So let's keep working on it. Congratulations to you and the evaluator this evening. We had Toastmaster Karunakar leading us to the table topics. Good thinking on not introducing the rules to us again, because the Toastmaster of the day had already done it. Lots of focus on giving maximum opportunity to speakers so that they come on stage and do their best. The topics were comfortable, and your energy, there is no need to speak about it. It's always there, the energy, the smile, and the way you project yourself on stage. Just a couple of elements of feedback. I felt some speakers had a transition, some speakers didn't. So that I think you can work on. And Katie, to be honest, I expected a little more creativity in terms of the topics, given how seasoned you are as a Toastmaster and a table topic speaker yourself. So those are my 2 elements of feedback. On a roll, well done. Congratulations. We'll now have Toastmaster Rajdeep evaluating Toastmaster Anand as part of his project, where he is going to be evaluated by an evaluator. Inception.
Fellow Toastmasters, General Evaluator and Anand in particular, today you did a brilliant evaluation. It was your first evaluation and I think you nailed it completely. You started off with a fantastic quotation about rain giving you enough nourishment. You gave us the 4 reasons for an icebreaker, and then you gave 4 fantastic recommendations of what commendations of what he actually did well. He did well in his humor, he did well in his articulation, he did well in his courage, and he also did well in the way in which he connected everything. So you did a fantastic job, and you ended up with a brilliant summary. So I think so you covered very well. Now every good evaluation has 4 aspects to it: the analysis, the recommendations, the technique, and the summary. Now let's see where you did well. Analysis, you were very detailed in your analysis, great job. But what I feel is that in your analysis, if you give a tip to the person to remember, you could have said, fantastic Vineet, you had a hack. H for your humor, A for your articulation, C for your courage to come on stage, and C for the connection which you made with the audience. It will remain with Vineet because he doesn't remember all that. Recommendations, you gave 4 great recommendations. But remember, you have to put it with a little bit of pace. You said 1 commendation, okay, oh yeah, you spoke a little fast. I thought you were speaking okay. You called him very fast. But I think so you were faster. You were Vande Bharat super fast. Right? The technique was good. But what I think you could have done better with your technique was, might be say, from Bombay to Chennai, from Chennai to Bangalore, from Bangalore to Dehradun. You took us all over the globe, and in that way you took my imagination all over the globe. So link it up with your technique. Summary was fantastic, but as I told you, your summary should contain something so that the person takes home. But overall, a fantastic evaluation, Anirudh. For the first time, I feel that days will come where you will evaluate me. Brilliant job, brilliant job. Thank you.
I think you're lucky to get an evaluation from Toastmasters Club. This will help you, of course, in your journey as an evaluator, I think you said put it. Moving on, we'll have the TAC team give us their view of the meeting today. As the timer for the day, we had Balakrishnan Rao. Balakrishnan, over to you.
Maybe interest of time, I'll speak from here. I think it was impeccable. I will use the last week's WOD. I think everybody was on time, and I think table topics have even sacrificed time for others. So that's a commendable job. So I think that's
As the argumenter, we had Toastmaster Anand.
So the flawless speakers for today are Toastmaster Vineet with his icebreaker, Toastmaster Srinivas, Toastmaster Muralidharan, Toastmaster Basha, Toastmaster Devashish, and Rajendran. So, and people who used filler words less than 5 are Toastmaster Surya, Toastmaster Puneeth, Toastmaster Anand, Toastmaster Shwetha, Toastmaster Muralidharan, Toastmaster Viveesh, not Toastmaster Muralidharan, Toastmaster Viveesh, Toastmaster Priyanka, Toastmaster Imtiaz, Toastmaster Chaitra, Toastmaster Bhavana, Toastmaster Alagammai, Toastmaster Karunakar, and Vijay. People who use more than 5 filler words, less than 10, Toastmaster Girish, Toastmaster Alok, Toastmaster Vineet, Toastmaster Chaitra, Toastmaster Balakrishnan, Toastmaster Anand, Toastmaster Vijay, Toastmaster Shivangi, and Toastmaster Rashi. People who use more than 15 filler words are Toastmaster Joel, Toastmaster Shwetha, Toastmaster George. In terms of repetition, people who repeated less than 5 times, Toastmaster Vijay, your repeated word was is it. Toastmaster Joel, your repetition was also that like. Toastmaster Priyanka, your repetition was I feel. Toastmaster Viveesh, your repetition was I haven't noted it down. But it was there. Toastmaster Viveesh and Toastmaster repeated their words more than 5 times are Toastmasters of the Day, Girish, you repeated, and then Anand. So that's it about my report.
Very clinical Toastmaster Jami Gupta, brilliant effort. I can't help but recollect this Akashvani program. I mean, this is all in good humor. I remember this program where ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಡಿದ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಹಾಡದ ಕೊರತಿಗೋರು ಅಲೋ ವಿವೇಕ್ ಅಮೃತ್ ಕರುಣಾಕರ್ I goes on. Program, but it's all the spirit of good humor. Well done, Toastmaster Jami Gupta. It takes a lot of effort to collect all this and read that out on stage. A round of applause. Moving on, we had our grammarian Toastmaster Nihan. Over to you.
Okay, so let me start off with the Toastmasters who use the word of the day, Toastmaster Girish and Toastmaster Karunakar. Now, 4 use of grammar. Luck was there with me instead of luck was on my side. They give me perfect, they gave me a perfect. Why saying like that? Why I said that? On school level, in school level, people take a photography, take a photograph, buy the technology, buy technology, such thick cousins, such close cousins, and the last word, chomu, which I had to Google up, which says pitcher or water jug. For the good use of grammar, full of endorphins, caffeine obsessed, guts to contradict, abjectly hated, off the cuff, imposing swagger, rooted to the spot to be authentic and genuine, and cash can carry love and money.
Love and marry.
Yeah, that was it for today. Thank you so much.
Observations again, Toastmaster Nihan. One observation from my side. You might call it picture, water jug, whatever, but you cannot displace the beauty of the colloquial chomu. Remain chomu forever. That brings us to the end of the evaluation session. A little bit of some observations that I made. I think Toastmaster Amrit, it was a very nice build-up to the meeting, the message that you sent earlier this morning, saying there are so many first-time role takers. I felt that message was really well done because it gave a nice build-up to the entire evening. The word of the day again, resolute. Sometimes we have words which we cannot use in our daily lives, but I think resolute is a word that we can go on and use in our daily lives. So, nice selection. And finally, it was a beautiful meeting, wasn't it? Persistence breaks resistance, and we felt, and there were a lot of people who were taking up roles for the first time and breaking that resistance. My only request to all of you is that maintain that persistence so that the resistance doesn't set it again. Back to you, Toastmaster Girish.
Please give us a huge round of applause for Toastmasters Alagammai C. So thank you all. With this, I come towards the end of the session. So voting, yeah. So just give me a moment. Voting. Yeah. So I really enjoyed the session today. Thanks for this opportunity to the club. And then, okay, before I conclude, the voting password is the same, 0404. Please do vote. Yeah. With this, thank you once again. Signing off, Girish here. And thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Girish. Let's give all our role takers a round of applause again. Now we have had quite a few first-time guests over here. Can I have the first-time guests raise their hands? Veeresh stand up? Okay, take a look, he's standing right there. So after the meeting, Veeresh is going to explain to you what Toastmasters is about, and he'll clarify all your questions about Toastmasters. So please take a snack after the meeting and join him immediately afterwards. While we are waiting for the results to come in, I would like to thank everyone who helped with today's meeting. I know we had a great first time icebreaker marathon for a lot of you, and congratulations on taking that first step. And we hope and we're looking forward to your next speeches. Okay, the best auxiliary role taker for today is someone who reminded us of the Akashvani program, Toastmaster Janvi Gupta. The best role taker for today goes to someone who told us about the importance of why we should use colloquial terms. Toastmaster Alagammai C. The best evaluator award goes to someone who just cannot resist acronyms. DTM Rajdeep Manwani. The best table topic speaker award. There is also a tie for the best evaluator award. So this award goes to someone who is our favorite yoga instructor. Where is she? The best table topics speaker award goes to someone who showed us how buffalo rides can actually happen on autopilot mode. And the best speaker award goes to someone who took us along his life journey through his favorite game, Snakes and Ladders. With this, we come to the end of our meeting. I declare meeting number 1486 closed. Can I request all the awardees to come here for a group photograph? And can I request all the guests to take your snack and meet Toastmaster Girish? afterwards. Vineet.